Hey guys, it's been a while. You joined me late evening, just trying my luck down a little Cambridge lake. Just popped down for a few hours floater fishing really. I only got a couple of odds with me, a little stalker rod for the margin if the occasion creeped up. But main target is just a few hours of floater fishing. I ain't wet the nets for a good 5-6 weeks now. I should have been chilling out, letting the fish rest out after spawning and that. I generally don't fish June ever. That's my month I have off before I start hitting it hard again, let them all recover. So this week I'm just going to pop down this local little lake 3 or 4 times. I'm going to bring you along the way and see if we get any luck along the way. Hopefully we'll pinch a bite or two. It's been a while since I've managed to get a bite on the top. I thought my last few syndicates, you guys will know, they've sort of been a bit trickier and the occasions just never really arose. But I'm here now and I know they generally don't mind a float or two on here where I am. So yeah, I'm going to get the rod set up and that and get a bit of bait in, and you'll be joining me in a bit and we'll try and get a bit of recording of one. You can see now I've got 1 or 2 fish interested at the minute. There's a few taken. There's the geese, I've just fed them up. I've had plenty to eat, plenty of doggies. See a few fish swirling out there now. I fed about every seagull in the area also. Always bring extra bait guys, just you've got to fill it in. Still baiting down the edge here. It's everywhere. I literally just handfuls upon handfuls of dog biscuits. Feed all the bird life off before you can even think about really getting a rod at them. One just topped there. Some good fish in the area now. I can just see 1 or 2 bigger ones getting through. Well, I'm going to put a rig together now and maybe think about getting a rig out there in the area. Let's get that sorted. Just turn off. Well guys, no sooner than I got off the phone to you, had the rod out there probably 10-15 minutes and had one mistake, and the second time bang, got an absolute stunning mirror. That's wetting the camera absolutely beautifully, I will say. I just had to put it in a retainer for 5 minutes, got a bit more bait in there, kept the bait going in. Let's keep the bait going in no matter what happens, or if you're with a friend, let him keep the bait going in. Got to make the most of the hours on the bank at the minute. Not had much free time at all lately, but just gearing up and trying to get out when I can for a few hours. And there you go. What a beautiful fish. I'm going to weigh it after. I should imagine it's around maybe 19-20 pound mark. We're really happy off the top as well. It feels so good to get one on the old floaters. You know, we love sitting behind alarms. You can't beat it in my eyes in general, because obviously a lot of the time in the year you can't float a fish, but there's something about a little buzz when you see it come up and nail that doggy and sails away. Get her up one more time. Look at that. 8:30 at night now, so we've only got about an hour and a half, couple of hours, and got this beauty. Yes. Right, I've still got a few fish taken, so I'm not going to keep her out of the water any longer. I'm going to get her straight back and try and get another one out, make the most of it. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Well guys, I'm going to just about call that a night now. I've been here a couple of hours and nothing much else has happened. There's still been a few fish taken, but they've been very cautious along the way. I'll get around there. There's been a couple just around there. So I'm just going to bide my time and get back bright and early tomorrow. I say bright and early, I'll be back here an hour earlier than I was today, which will probably be about 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. Try and get 3 or 4 hours in tomorrow, again on the floaters. I weighed that fish earlier, it was just £20 and 10 ounces. So a really nice fish, especially good sport on the floaters. So it's really made my trip worthwhile. It's only a 20-minute drive, so I really just wanted to get down here really and get a bite. And the 20-minute drive means I'll be able to get down here tomorrow and the night after. And we'll try and string a few bites along and keep the floaters going in. So for me from now, over and out. And I'll catch you for part 2. And I'll see you when I see you. Hey guys, you join me back down at my local little lake. And again we're going to try and get a bit of action, not off the surface this time, but on zigs in mid-water. So the whole point of this little summer series is just try and get bites off the bottom, so which we all love to do, and it definitely mixes it up a little bit. And I'm going to be quick because it's absolutely black with fish out there. And here's what we're going with: little black zigger liner down into end gauge 9-pound line, and that's going to that's a 6-foot zig. Let me just pull this around here, and there we go. We've got a little 2.5 ounce little pear lead there, and this rod's ready to go. I'm just getting the second rod ready, and it's going to be bait zig fishing. So obviously on some trickier waters, big fish waters where they don't react to bait very well, I would just put black zigs out, or even coloured zigs on different days. But this time here we're going to try and get them going in the upper layers on just a bit of slop that I've mixed up, and we'll get through that a bit later on. But for now I'm going to plop this zig out, let the fun begin. Right, now both zigs are out now, both on different spots. I'm going to use this little mini spom to deliver a bit of goodness, so I'm going to clip up, get a bit of bait out there, fingers crossed. Well, that's a pleasant surprise. Already got one now, been here about an hour, and the left hand zig rod ripped off, 6.5 foot, little black zigger liner like I showed on camera earlier, and put up an epic scrap on these light rods I've got. They're only 2.25, so great fun. There's no weed in this lake, and not many snags as well. And obviously there's no 40s. There is a few 30s and a fair few 20s, but obviously if there's 40s I'll be fishing stronger gear no matter what. But boy do them rods go. They are the Fox Duo tips, and 2.25, and you've got the multi-tip change if you want to do barbel fishing. Beautiful rods. I'll run you through them maybe either next session or at the end of this session if we've got a bit of time. And what a great start to this evening's session. Got a couple of hours left. I'm only nipping down for a few hours in the evenings, remember, so I've really got to make the most of the time on the bank. And it's another heat wave carp. Savage 30-degree weather. We managed to snare one. Not a giant, but absolutely buzzing to be here, and buzzing to have this little guy on the bank. There you go. Beautiful little 14-pound mirror. Very nice. Great start. Hopefully there'll be another bite or two on the cards. I mean, I'm happy with a single bite now, but anything else is a bonus in this hot weather. So yeah, lovely little looking mirror, lovely little scrap and all. So brilliant, great start. Big thumbs up from me, and we'll be giving you a little update soon. I'll see you in a bit. Oh guys, I thought I'd give you a little update where we're at. Got about an hour left now. Not long, I was only down here for like 2.5 hours. But nothing after that fish earlier on the zig. The rod out in front that you can see in the camera, I've just lowered that now down to a 4-foot zig, and that's in 8 foot of water. So I've been spotting a little bit of bait out over it over the last couple of hours or so. And there's a few bubbles coming up, so I thought lower the zig, keep the bait trickling in over it, and maybe I'll pick a fish off down deeper. So far nothing, but I can still see a few bubbles coming up. But there's still time to pinch another bite. We've got an hour left, so you never know, do you? Just squeezing in these little heat wave evening sessions, and it seems to be paying off. We're getting a few fish on the bank. That's the main thing, getting a few bites. So yeah, fingers crossed on another bite, but we'll have a chat before we leave off anyway, and we'll catch up in a bit. Well, unfortunately, nothing else has prevailed in this session, but don't matter. Still had a bite, it's happy days. Still getting the confidence rolling through these hot months, and this is the last rod left in now. Everything else is packed away. So without any further ado, I'm going to shut this camera down, whip this rod in, head home for a bit of pizza, and I'll see you in the next one. Right guys, we're back down the local lake, trying the luck again. And you can see that the sun's not out for the first time in probably about a month and a half. And made the effort to get down here bright and early today. England are on tonight, so certainly won't be here this evening. But I've got all morning and most of the afternoon to try and pinch a bite. And you'll see I've got the traps in already set. And yep, they're fishing on the bottom. Although I was trying to get bites on zigs and floaters while I've been here, but it just looks too good not to put baits on the bottom. So as soon as I got here, I put bait out on both spots. Got both rods in first time, and things finally looking good. That wind's just swung round in the last half an hour. So still bang on bite time. It's only like 8:30 in the morning. And the traps are already set, looking good. So we'll see what happens. For now I'm going to go and walk up the bank and have a little look around and see what's happening. And we'll definitely catch up in a bit. Well, off to a reasonably good start. It's got a lovely fish here, not a carp, but a nice tench. Just weighed it just under 8 pounds. So a real nice fish, and it's a female. That must have been massive before spawning. Wouldn't really show you a tench, but usually, but what a lovely fish. Look at that. A nice, just over 7.5 pounds of female tench. Great start. Hopefully we'll get a carp next. Well, a little update, just to let you know where we're at the minute. So I've just come round into peg 3 and got the rods in here. It looks a little bit better here. There's a few bigger fish in this area. And out to the right out there, I seen what looked to be a good 30 or a low 30 come right out, definitely over the 30 pound mark. So I've got both the rods in position now. I did have another fish in the last spot I was in. I actually lost a small fish, and then I had one, I don't know, I think it was about 14-15 pound I didn't weigh it, but still a nice fish, and I'll let you have a quick look at that now. Right, so we finally had a bit of carp action. I just lost a little one about half hour ago. Followed it up with this nice little linear looking carp. Real nice colours this one, proper old fish. Big old goggle eyes on it. Right old character. But yeah, so I'm going to get this one back now because I'm thinking about a move, and I'll see you shortly. And yeah, so a nice fish, a nice old character that was. But it definitely feels a little bit better here. I just got both the rods in, both bags out first time, and then I just spotted a bit of bait over each rod, just a couple, just to keep a bit of bait in the area. I've saved a bit back for this afternoon, and things are looking promising. Hopefully we'll get into one of the big girls, fingers crossed. But for now, I'll see you in a bit, and I'm going to try and get them going on the floaters, and we'll have an update in a bit. Finally, it took a little bit longer than I expected. I've got a beautiful common now. I think this is going to be a lovely way to close this little episode. And I think my heatwave evening sessions have come to an end. It's time to get back on the bank properly. But I'm going to get this common up. Up a really good fight, this fish. Really good fight. Spawned out, obviously, but a lovely looking fish. 17 pounds, or just under 17, thereabouts. Would have been definitely a 20 before spawning. And there you go, eh? Quality. Oh, calm down, bubs. So, yeah, ending on a high. It's time to move on and have a dabble somewhere else, I think. And I'm not going to say where I'm going next. I'll keep it as a surprise. But before you get to see that, I'm going to bring the new series out so you can see how I got on this 2018, and we'll see what happens on that new bait. So for now, I'm going to close this session down. I'm going to get in the van. I stopped a little longer than I should have done. And if you like this episode and my blogs, be sure to subscribe, and you won't miss an episode from my new series. Right, I'm going to get this very angry common back and be lucky, and I'll see you on the bank.